What's up, guys? It's Richie Rich back yet again. I hope all of you are having a fantastic day. In this video, I'm going to be talking why high school, secondary school, the one after middle school, the one that I didn't particularly enjoy is halftime. Spending like 5 years in secondary school when I was back in Europe, it was such a difficult day. If anyone really knows me and my personality, I'm someone who loves freedom. I love meeting people. I love the adventure, of life. And I felt those 5 years in secondary school, even though I was learning English, science, and maths, maybe it would have been nice if I learned Spanish. Am I right? It was a constant fight while I was in secondary school. I had to deal with what was called politics before, for instance, when I was back in the UK, I really used to love soccer. I was an Arsenal fan, and I used to really love playing soccer as a hobby, and then it became like a passion. I remember going into the football team, and because of my status in the hierarchy of school, I wasn't the most popular kid, wasn't like a jock, I was the one who was bringing Dragon Ball Z pictures and going into the library and reading books, because I really love English. I love the power to communicate, so it was very difficult, being this guy who loved Dragon Ball Z, loved Pokemon, loved anime, loved video games, and then I was playing football on the football team. Because of that hierarchy, even though my skills as a soccer player were better than some of the ones who were the popular, I was relegated to the subs bench, so that was the ones where you wouldn't be on the starting team. You would be there if someone got injured or someone got tired. You would be the one to change with them in the middle of the game, or sometimes what happened, I never got the change. That was one of the first instances I felt of the political environment. There was a goddamn basketball player who was ahead of me on the football starting team, and I was okay, this is a basketball player and I'm a guy who's trained in soccer, and he's playing in front of me. And just because of my size and because I didn't have the rich team then, it just not relegated to the bench as a substitute. I was just relegated in all facets of being in that school. And I remember the last 2 years I was spending in high school, I was just waiting. I had my calendar, was just counting the days till I could just finish and then just graduate finally from there. I remember in those last 2 years, I became such a reclusive. I just became more of an introvert. I do have an extrovert personality, but because I had a mission just to finish high school and just go about my way and go enjoy my life, I became so close to myself. It's I just focused myself. My enjoyment at the time was just going playing soccer with my own friends, on the weekends, going playing video games, on the weekends, but just having that freedom. There was times I could not wait. I would be in math class or in science, just looking at the clock, and it used to go backwards, and I was I never said motherfucker then, but I was just waiting for that ding to come on, the alarm to come on, and I could just take my ass out of there. After that, finishing high school, I was one of the few people who was hustling, so before Rich Man Z, before YouTube, before me working as a trainer, I used to sell pictures. So people used to actually, because I can sketch, people used to actually give me money, it wasn't a lot, maybe just underneath $1, pounds then, to draw pictures, So I used to draw pictures, sometimes portraits, sometimes cartoons, sometimes anime, and I would make money from that. That's why I spent so much time in the library. I remember getting my first actual paid job at 16, and it was working basically a Starbucks. This is way back in the 2000s, and that taste of having money, it was a taste of freedom. Do you know what I mean? And it became so intoxicating. You know what I mean? Like I just wanted more. And I remember that time, like getting that pay at 16, you know, or even earlier that we're talking like 13 to 16, that period, you know, making money just like by myself, not having like to go to a job, then actually getting like this official job at 16. My focus on like college and university, it just slowly started to just dwindle away, you know what I mean? Because I was like, yo, I spent 5 years in this place. Yeah, I learned stuff, but a lot of the stuff I could have learned by myself, you know what I mean? I was in the library, you know, it's like I had a few mentors when I was in the library. I used to go there, you know, so me being in that class environment, it's not for everyone, just like how the 9-to-5 world is not for everyone. So, you know, at 16 years old, you know, just doing that, you know, getting that job. I remember when I got that job, I was also introduced to the exchange, you know, so this is before eBay, you know what I mean? I was on my whole game collection. I was like, buy one game, you know, I would get it in one store. I would go to another store and go sell it, you know, sell it for more. It was a beyond hustle, and you know, there's a lot of people who, like similar to me, never had that great high school experience. You know, I never went to my prom. You know, the girl that I actually really wanted to go to the prom never even looked at me. You know what I mean? I was completely invisible, complete outcast. You know, so because of that, I'm not someone who relegates myself for like you know, not like leftovers, you know what I mean? It's like that's what I wanted, and because I couldn't get it, I was like, let me just not go, let me just enjoy my time by myself, you know. And I know there's people who like similar, like, you know, were a nerd, you know, were bullied, were like, you know, called names, teased, you know what I mean, because they liked, you know, they liked Batman, you know what I mean, they liked watching Dragon Ball Z. You know, all these things that can be considered like as you're weird, you know. What I'm saying is, as I said, there's a lot of people, you know, because I don't really speak to a lot of my, you know, so-called student colleagues who are in my school, even sometimes in college, you know, because now I'm out here, you know, you will find out that a lot of the people, you know, who are like the shit in like high school are nada now. You know what I mean? They think like once they completed high school, you know, they were the popular, they got all the girls and that. They thought like that was like the trophy, you know. And what I'm telling you today is that high school, you know, the whole kind of learning experience, if you want to even go towards higher learning, is halftime. Do you know what I mean? The real chapter and the real journey of your life, it begins after that. Thinking about like getting a house, thinking about getting, you know, like your real career job, you know, and even just like embarking on dreams such as I'm doing, like by myself, you know, traveling the world, exploring new and, you know, making new experiences, doing what they thought you couldn't do but you did it anyway. That's going towards like the finish line. And like an unpleasant time in like school, I'm just here to tell you, and like I said, I'm a witness on this. I honestly can say that like now, for what like I had to experience in high school, you know, the difficulties of like even after finishing school, like getting to where I am now, I can honestly say I can look in the mirror and I'm proud of myself. You know what I mean? You know, don't let like what happened in the past dictate your future. Speaking from experience, you know, when I was in an environment where everyone was toxic, I was one of those black sheep who always believed that I could do more than the average common man. You feel me? If you had those experiences like in school, college, university, any higher learning experience, please put it down in the comment sections. You know, I would love to have a conversation about this, because I know I'm not the only one. You know what I mean? Some people are ashamed to like put where they came from. You can be a zero to hero, because I was able, from like my just like independence and my like belief, I was able to go do that and like, you know, go over that wall, the Great Wall of China that they told me to my face, teachers told me to my face, you are never gonna climb over it. I climbed over it, then I went back and I climbed over it fucking again. That time, that bad experience as something that's gonna make you more driven. You know what I mean? Like, you know, born to fail or driven to succeed. Use that. Implement that to your strategies to be the best. Additional videos. Always remember to click that like button, comment below the video and be sure to subscribe. Until then guys, it's peace to you know the rest.